Welcome to Finding Your Frequency, the show where we meet people, find out who they are, where they're going, and what success looks like. And today, we're honored to have former Lieutenant Governor and Navy Commander Jennifer Caroll with us, also entrepreneur. But before we get there, it's nice to see you again.
Good seeing you as well.
We just saw each other last weekend at the 5-Star Veterans Center. What they do is so important.
It is, and oftentimes people in our backyard don't even know that the 5-Star Veterans Center is there, assisting veterans with homelessness, transitioning, getting them a leg up from down times. And it's important for people to realize that they do accept donations.
Yes, they do.
And that it exists. As you saw Steve, that was at the event the other night, he was living out of his car. And it was someone else who told him about 5-Star Veterans because they knew it could be a center to assist him. And he went there, he got help, he got a job, and now he's married. Told
his story in a powerful way, and we always should be looking after our veterans. You've gone on to a career in politics, been wildly successful. Now you're an entrepreneur. But your military background, your time as a Navy commander, you talked about how important that is to not just who you are, but the way that you've been able to achieve.
Well, I tell you one thing about the military. It grows you. It makes you into a better leader, a better manager, and a better understanding of people.
Right.
And the people and the camaraderie that I've had throughout the years, we find each other no matter where, and have conversations about back in the day. And those things that brought us together. We see a world so divided now that everybody is in their own silos.
Right.
In the military, no matter who you are, regardless of race, creed, color, ethnicity, we created a bond in a family. And talking about 5-Star veterans, and I mentioned this the other night at the event, how we bond together to help each other because we come as one, as veterans, as people that have served, and people that understand the camaraderie that comes along with it.
And that really helps when you get all those people in the room. That sense of community was so strong. It was inspiring.
It was.
Thanks for everything that you've done.
Well, thank you.
Now tell us what you are doing. Yolo Rum, Jennifer Caroll, entrepreneur. How did you get here?
My son encouraged me to invest in the company. First, he told me about the rum being gluten-free, sugar-free, with no additives. I said, I'm a Bacardi drinker, so I don't know if you're going to entice me to move over to something else that seems to be not enticing because I'm not a gluten-free, sugar-free person. I always think that any food that has those, not have those things, don't taste good. Exactly. And to find out, it's made with sugarcane. But it's in a distillation process that evaporates all the impurities of the rum, so you're getting rum in its purest form with no additives put back in. Many of the other products, they put sugar and molasses and other things to disguise the poor taste or the poor aroma. But with Yolo Rum, there were no additives added back in, and we're certified sugar-free and gluten-free. So when I tasted it, it became my rum of choice. And the other thing too, oftentimes you'll get a headache because of all the sugars the next day after drinking. No headache, no effects thereafter. After
you can tell it's personal experience.
Exactly. And then the qualities too that the company where we have the product made is made in Panama and imported into Florida and South Florida, and it's carbon neutral. We've received a certificate of carbon neutral at our plant, as well as we're certified to have a green plant.
So sustainable product.
Sustainable product as well. So our farming and also the with biofuel that goes back into the plant as well.
So you're very forward thinking in the way that you're putting the product together.
Exactly.
Now tell me, be forward thinking and tell me, what does it taste good with?
It tastes great just by itself.
I'm sure.
On the
Dark
rocks,
rum or
we
light?
have two products. We have the gold, and that could substitute for any whiskey cocktail.
Really?
Yes, it is that smooth.
Have you done a rum old fashioned?
Have done a rum old fashioned, and it's so smooth.
You were kidding.
Yes, indeed. And then you can drink it on the rocks, or you can drink it in a sniffer glass. Let it just sit, and have the aromas come through, and just sip on it. You can do that as well. The silver is more for mixing. So you have your daiquiris and your other cocktails.
Kind of like
hurricanes.
A reposado tequila.
Exactly. If you're making a punch, you can mix it with that. And people that are health conscious, you have the millennials and the Gen X that are health conscious. They don't want gluten. They don't want sugar. This is perfect for them if they want to have a libation that is a premium product at a good price point. this is the drink for them. And YOLO, the name, you only live once. So live life to its fullest with Yolo Rum.
Let's go.
There you go.
Hey, tell me, where does people find it?
They can get it on our e-commerce store at yolorum.com. Right. We have a number of retail outlets in the state of Florida. They can go on yolorum.com, scroll to the bottom, find a bottle, and look at this. At the 3 Best Bet Jack's locations in Northeast Florida here, carries Yolo Rum. So if you want to taste it right now, you can go to a Best Bet, go to the bar and say, I want to drink a Yolo Rum.
Before we wrap up, people know your son,
yes,
who played at Clay High and played in the National Football League. How's your family?
Fantastic.
Good.
We are truly blessed. My son and his brother started a junior college football program in Northeast Florida. They started it during the COVID times because our high schoolers weren't able to play and get film and get trained up for the next level football.
Right.
It started 3, that's going into the 4th year now. In those 3 years that they've played, because they do play against other collegiate programs, they get film, they get trained up by he and some of his other collegiate buddies that are coaching, and 11 players receive full scholarships at D1 schools.
So you've got to get him to come be on Finding Your Frequency.
Absolutely.
You've got to tell that story.
I'll tell him.
You've always been so grateful.
Thank you.
And done so much for this country and our community.
Yes.
Yolo Rum.
Yolo Rum.
In an old fashioned.
In an old fashioned.
At Best Bet.
At Best Bet. So smooth.
Here we go. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Hope
for having me.
Hope you come back again.
Yes, dear.
And we'll be back with another edition of Finding Your Frequency. See you then.